Hi there, welcome back to another small dose of eCritical. Next we're going to talk today about the daily GCS. And entering the daily GCS is necessary as part of our markers of the injury severity score, particularly the SOFA score. Now this is not the actual truly best believed actual truthful GCS. This is the estimated GCS that you can get which represent your best estimate for the GCS, and it does not reflect the GCS from nurses. The nursing GCS is notoriously inaccurate, and that's because they're much more literal about what they enter in. So if the patient's sedated on a propofol infusion, they're going to put their GCS as 3, but if the patient came into the hospital with say gallbladder surgery and just was a delay in waking up, you wouldn't say that their GCS is 3 out of 15. If you took off all of their sedation, you would assume that they were completely normal and they would have a 15 out of 15 GCS. So this is meant to give you your best estimate for what the GCS is, and not their actual current GCS as a literal interpretation because of the sedation. But when sedation is present, it is what you feel it should be to the best of your knowledge. On the GCS, in order to get to the GCS form, click on the Attending MD tab, and you can see that there's 2 buttons you can choose. You can choose to go to the MD admission form, which if you click on this, you'll see from our previous day's work that we've already entered that, so we don't have to do anything, so we'll just cancel that, and it'll take us back here to the daily GCS. Now, you can see on the form, there's a whole list of GCSs that have not yet been documented, and they're not in the list in the form here, in the tables, and here's the list of all the ones that are still outstanding. I'm just going to get the cursor out of the way there. So that's entering a daily GCS. Now, if you're going to go through and do a number of GCSs over, say you've missed this patient over the last number of days, then you just have to use you can use these buttons to jump forward and backwards in time. So let's see, today's the 10th, so we're on today, and the time is automatically set for 0800. If we wanted to document the GCS for the 8th, we just click the previous date and it'll take us back to this. Now, patient in this case is, we did on that day, we did a proper neurological examination, and we know what the actual GCS is, so we can score that. So we're going to save that. Now go to yesterday's, and you can see that this has now been filled. Is now empty, and at this point in time, the patient was sedated, so we don't really know what the GCS is. So we're going to say, well, maybe in this case the patient was just post-operative and they should be fine, so they're probably fine, and so we're just going to fill in 15 out of 15, and we're going to save that and move on. And then later on in this day, let's say the patient suffers intracerebral hemorrhage, kind of out of the blue, and so the GCS is obviously now changed, and so the next day, today, now being the 10th at 8 o'clock this morning, we had the patient off of all sedation, and we could do a proper GCS assessment. So we fill that in to the best of our ability, based on our findings when we examined our patient, and unfortunately this patient's in really rough shape because they have no response, and so they're 3 out of 15. Once you've entered in all of those and you're satisfied with what you've done, you can click Save, or you can click Save and Close, and it will save the form. And if you want to see the if we want to see what the GCSs have been in the tables, we can just change the time interval to 24 hours, and you can see the GCS score here. That section, piece of cake. So that's it for the daily GCS, and the last part of the documentation for the attending physicians is the death documentation, which we're going to cover next.